idea of you need to. You need to do this, you need to do that. I need you to. So when we say you need to, there's a part of a human brain that automatically sort of pops up and goes, what? I need to do what? And if I'm in agreement with you that that's a great idea, then we're in great shape. But when you tell me I need to do something, if my brain, and it could be the primitive part of my brain, it could be the thinking part of my brain, it could be the visual part of my brain, it could be the verbal auditory part of my brain. If some part of my brain goes, I don't think so. Wait a minute. I need to what? I mean, if there's a pause or a hesitation or a question in my mind, and it could be sort of a question I don't even know that I'm really asking, but it's like, I don't agree with you. Like our points of view are a little bit different here. And you saying, I need to, so you say you need to, it gives you a sense that you're the boss of me. And my brain says, wait a minute, this is an outside person telling you what to do. Now, if I really, really want to stay connected to you, I may give ground and say, okay, and go with it. Or if I really care about how you're feeling, I may go with it. If what you're suggesting it isn't awful. I mean, I don't think I need to do it, but you think I need to do it? Okay. I mean, it's not that significant, but there's a pause there. Now, what's really important to understand is that for certain people, like who they are, part of who they are is their heart first. I mean, they really want people to be satisfied. And so they're like, okay, what I want or what I need is not really as important as what you think I need. But if that's going to make you feel okay or feel better about us or me or what's going on, I'm good with that. I mean, I can tolerate a lot. I won't even mind it because it's like, well, whatever makes you feel good will be good for me, I guess. That'll be okay. Maybe you know something I don't know. I don't know, but it's all okay. So if I'm heart first, the reason I'm saying okay to you need to and doing you need to is about the relationship. I mean, it's all about the relationship. The other reason I might do that is I'm more of an extrovert than an introvert. I mean, I'm more of a let's be connected person than I need to be in control person. And if that's the case, then anything that keeps me connected to you is good. So it doesn't really matter whether I believe that I need to do it, as long as it makes you satisfied with what's happening. Hey, I can do that. Now, there's another piece of it, which is if the you need to is connected with a why, and I'm a why person, then if I can understand the why, even though I don't like it or I don't really know that that's 100% accurate, if the why is good enough, I'll go with you. Or if you tell me how we're going to do it and we start with the first step, I'm very likely to just go, okay, well, whatever. And just go with it if it's got enough how or why in it to get me going. And then the other piece of it is if I'm in the moment and it's like, you want to do something and it's like, I'm not doing anything. So, right, I need to go do, okay. So, however, if I'm not that kind of person, like I like a plan, then springing it on me is less likely to be successful. So you'd have to say, ooh, man, I just thought of something. And I may not be uncomfortable, but because you just thought of it, it wasn't like something that you knew ahead of time. And now you're just sharing it with me. Because people who like to plan ahead don't necessarily like it when somebody else plans ahead and tells them what they're going to do at the last minute. So saying, oh, I have an idea for a little bit later on this afternoon. I need you to, or you need to. Now, see how that's starting to sound a little more intrusive than it did when we first started the conversation? Well, here's the challenge. It turns out a lot of us like to be in control a little bit. And a lot of us like it the way we like it a little bit. And when somebody says you need to, immediately our brain goes, I need to what? I mean, you need to think or I need you to. Well, that's a little different. You need to versus I need you to. If I say I need you to, then what I'm saying is there's something about me that will only be happy or satisfied if you do this thing. And it's a statement not only of need, but of intensity. So I would like you to, I mean, it would you like to, I would like you to, I want you to, do you want to? So what I'm doing is giving you sort of levels of intensity, because I think sometimes we use words that aren't necessarily an accurate word, but they're a word that comes into our head and it puts a message out there, whether we meant that message as intense as or we didn't. You need to sit down. Well, it might be more accurate to say, I would like you to sit down. What I'm concerned about is if you are moving around without me being next to you, I have experienced you losing your balance and you have fallen. Now, the reason our brain doesn't put all those words out there is you need to sit down is the thing you would say to someone who doesn't have good judgment, who doesn't have good ability, and you want them to immediately comply with you, do what you said, so they'll be safer. And it often has to do with what I believe is better or safer for you. And what I don't always appreciate is once you have lived an independent life, and even if you haven't lived an independent life, and we'll check this out a little bit maybe on Sunday when I have my friends over who neither have lived an independent life yet, but they like to think they're developing independence. Now, one of them is only 20 months old and the other one is 4. But when we add those two together, boy, both of them think, I got it, just don't. And they even let me know that's not okay. But if I say, oh, listen, I need help. So it's this reversal. I need help. Braden, Benji, hey, Corey, I need help. When I say that, I've reversed the relationship. I'm not saying I need you to or you need to. What I've said is I have a need. I have an unmet need. Or, I really want to do something, but man, I just don't know whether I can do it without somebody helping me. Oh, you know what I'd love to do? I'd really like to do. And why would I share that with you if I didn't want you involved in it? So it involves you, but it involves you in a voluntary, you get to say whether or not you give me permission. So you get some control, but it's still about a relationship. And so by changing our words around a little bit, oh man, oh, hey, Corey, hey, listen, would you do me a big favor? I noticed you're standing up. Would you sit for a second so I can see how you do that? Because I'm trying to figure out how to help people sit. You don't have a chair there, do you? No. Is there one nearby? Not really, huh? Yeah, so it's sort of a problem because you don't have one nearby. So here's the thing. See, Corey is quite skilled and quite competent, and she actually can pick up that laptop and go find a chair. What I might think is simple, like, I need you to sit down. If somebody has limitations, and let's say the limitations are visual, or maybe their executive control function, or maybe their auditory processing function, or maybe it's a mobility problem. When I say you need to sit down, that's a whole lot of data. And what I forgot entirely is the chair's actually behind you if you're standing up in front of it. And I'm thinking that what you know is that you just stood up and that there's a chair back there. And I'm also assuming you know how to sit down. And I'm assuming there's no real good reason why you got up. And that you care enough about what I'm saying that you're going to do it. Now, did you all notice that Corey was very compliant? She's very nice to me. She was agreeable, and she picked up her laptop and she has found a place to sit down. But that's not actually what I meant. I mean, I was like, yikes. So now I've got somebody up moving with a laptop. And the reason I wanted her to sit down is I was afraid she might lose her balance. Well, that was not particularly helpful. Or Perhaps the reason was I didn't want her to go feed Claremont again because he's already eaten and she's forgotten that she's already fed him. And I just wanted her to sit back down because I don't want her feeding Claremont again. He doesn't need to be fed again. Or maybe it's because I see her going for a cup of coffee and she's already had a cup of coffee. Or maybe she's trying to go outside and I don't want her to go outside. What I'm going to say here is when we start using I need or you need statements, we need to look at our own brain and see if our own brain is doing okay, or if our brain is starting to experience a sense of distress or stress, and we're conveying that to the other person. Because Corey was she's okay. I mean, she assumed I must have a reason that I wanted her to go do that. And so she had to figure it out because there wasn't a chair. Well, there might have been, but she didn't. Well, we know there wasn't because I know her kitchen. See, because I have long-term memory and I know what she had to do. She had to go around the island, go to the other side and find one of those stools. And then she might've had to move stuff off the stool. Who knows? Because, Corey's kept her visual up a little high. So we don't know what everything looks like because, she's in class, she's doing lots of stuff. But what I'm trying to help us understand is sometimes the words we use don't sound like what we think they do. And they don't do what we want them to. Because we aren't really good at looking in the mirror at ourselves and then really paying attention to how that person got up in the first place, why they might have gotten up in the first place, what we're trying to do with our words, what they're trying to do with their body. And so what I'm really asking is maybe it's worth a pause and a consideration. And, we have those positive action starters for a reason. We don't want to ask yes, no questions. Do you need to go to the bathroom? Well, that requires not only now does she have to look for the chair that may be on the other side, she has to seek inside and do an assessment as to whether or not her bladder's full, whether or not it can hold on a while longer, how much time does she have? Gosh, that's sort of a mean question to ask somebody who might have trouble doing that. And instead, hey, Corey, looks like you're getting up. Yeah, I want to show you something. Now, what I got to be thinking on the way to the bathroom is what's something I can show her when we get in there, but I've given her a reason to go to the bathroom, which is I want to show her something. So I might even pick up the tube of toothpaste and say, do you think this is going to last for the week? Or do you think we should probably get a new tube soon here? And just try to decide whether to put it on the list. What do you think? Because I don't really care about the toothpaste right now. What I cared about is getting her up and into the bathroom area. And I say, ooh, you know what? While we're here, do you want to go ahead and see if you can maybe use the toilet rather than having to come back again? Or what do you want to do here? Use the toilet or just wash your hands and head on back? Because it's going to be time to eat soon. What do you think? Give it a try? At least you don't have to make another trip. But what got you there was you have something that I value, an opinion. Once I get you to do that, then it opens the door to negotiation. But rather than have somebody sit back down, maybe I'm the one that needs to move because maybe there's a reason why people are getting up. Fall risk reduction and fall injury reduction really has to shift into a proactive mode, which means I need to get curious rather than trying to stop movement. We learned that long ago. It's just hard to remember sometimes. So think about how many times you might say you need to, or this is what I think you need to do, or I need you to, or would you, will you, could you? Think about how you're saying what you're saying. Just take a listen and see whether it's what you meant.